If you live in Miami, or even if you don't, honestly, I think everyone can agree with me on this. Miami has the most pretty girls in one concentrated area. Every single girl I see is a 10 out of 10. Everywhere I walk, there's just the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life on every corner. Like I look to my right, most beautiful girl I've ever seen. I look to my left, an even prettier girl. I'm like, how is this possible? It's a very humbling, but also motivating experience. And all I'm saying is if I were a single guy, this is where I would be trying to find a girlfriend.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see a woman who invited a man out to dinner, spent over $300, and then expected the man to pay the bill, when she was the one who invited him. We'll also look at a woman sharing the red flags to watch for in other women, as well as a woman complaining about behaviors from another woman that reveal she's more of an enemy than a friend in your circle. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Share your experiences and advice in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. Now, let's get started.
Guys are always like, Cammy, I don't understand how you move on from guys so quick. Like, how do you turn off your emotions like that? Guys, let me give you the secret, right? It's straight up delusion, okay? A boy doesn't like you. He's not obsessed with you. He doesn't want to date you. You tell yourself that boy is literally mentally ill, okay? Like, there is something wrong with him. The fact that he doesn't want to be with me, like, babe is not well in the head. He needs to get sent to rehab ASAP, okay? And when you have this mentality, you literally move on from motherfuckers so quick. Like, I'll literally be like, oh, he doesn't like me. He's literally not okay. He's, like, not well. Wish him the best, right? And then a couple hours later, you're out popping your pussy for the next man, shaking ass on anybody you can, and I promise you, you won't even think twice about that guy because he's literally not okay. He's not mentally right. He cannot be with you at a time like this. I promise you. You'll just forget about him, and yeah, it'll never hurt your feelings ever again.
Oh, hell no!
Of course, because if a man doesn't want to be with you, he obviously needs urgent psychological intervention. How convenient to turn any rejection into someone else's pathology instead of accepting that maybe he just wasn't into you. This is the type of woman that a Chad handles perfectly, showering her with attention and love bombing until he gets what he's after: intimacy. A man who's looking for something serious will always be more pragmatic, taking the necessary time because, first, you're not his only option, and second, he doesn't want to rush and make mistakes with you. But no, with her delusional ego, she won't see it that way. Then you see them complaining on social media, crying about how there are no good men, and how they never find someone who truly values them.
Y'all have to see this foolery.
You invited me out to come to eat. And that was not even my idea. That was your idea, right? And I'm offering to pay half, but you want me to pay the whole thing?
I'm the woman. I shouldn't have to pay anything.
But you invited him and you can't accept half? Wow.
But this was your idea to come out. You're the one that invited me out.
And you're the man, so you have to pay the bill.
Says who?
Who made that goddamn rule?
Says me. What do you mean?
In what book is that written in?
And that's just a rule. You pay the whole bill, you sleep on the couch.
I ain't even trying to go to your house. I'm trying to go home.
Joke's on you, hot cat mama.
Because you're the man, and you're responsible for the bill.
I'm about to take my goddamn card back in my wallet because it's some bullshit right there.
Now your unappreciative, entitled ass is responsible for the whole goddamn bill.
You the one that was ordering all that shit. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's your problem, not mine. And I'm still trying to offer. I'm going to pay half for it. Are you going to pay half?
No.
See, this is the bullshit I'm always talking about. Women think because you're the man, you got to pay for it. But they want to be independent black women. She's paying for it.
Okay. She paying? You're making
She's
her pay
definitely
tonight?
paying for the whole thing.
You're making her pay? Oh, that
She is.
doesn't seem right.
What do you mean it's not right?
Doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right.
Don't invite no man out if you're not willing to pay. He offered to pay half, which was very generous of him because he probably should have just said, I'll pay for my food only. And then she ordered up $300 worth of food. She ain't nothing but a goddamn red flag with legs.
This goes out to any woman watching this video. This is what damages men. $300 on food is almost a week's worth of groceries, and here you are, taking him to the place you chose, only to expect him to pay the bill. Basically, you're using him as a simp. This man had way too much patience because I would have walked out of that table already. And on top of that, you threaten him by saying he'll sleep on the couch. Sister, that man doesn't want to see you again, not even in his dreams. The worst part is, you recorded it to try and make him look stingy, but all you did was expose yourself as a freeloader expecting men to fund your whims. With the classic line of, "You're the man." But where the hell does it say he always has to pay? You want traditional men, but there's nothing traditional about you. Besides, you were the one who invited him. Brothers, what would you have done in this situation? Because the only red flag here is this woman.
You are a sexy man who is struggling with getting likes and matches on him. Like, you're attractive, you're tall, you're interesting, you know yourself to be a worthwhile guy, but your dating apps are not reflect. I just had a client go from 0 to hero. He was literally getting roses from attractive woman after making this one switch. I wish I was exaggerating. Literally one quick switch. I see this mistake all the time. It is one of the lessons I go over in my workshop, which you should really grab from the top of my page if you're trying to make the dating apps actually work for you. The pitfall that so many of you attractive men fall into is being overly fuckboy on your profile. Chances are you got to where you are in life right now in part due to your social awareness. But if all of your prompts are something you might have found on my page, it's not customized enough to your individual personality. Make sure you have at least one photo of you smiling, being a little bit silly even. And from your prompts, if I were to look at your profile, I used to offer profile reviews, not anymore, but if you want a chance at one, link in bio. I should be able to have a sense of who you are, what you like to do, and what you're looking for. Remember, if you're trying to match with women, what would a woman want to see actually? Not what do the boys tell you the girls want to see. Just add one photo of you smiling and a little bit more specificity in your prompts. You're golden. Follow for more.
When I was young, I took a sales course, one of the most underrated skills among men today. That's where I met my mentor in seduction, a man who, despite not being physically attractive, was a true magnet for people, especially women. His motto was clear: a man who doesn't know how to sell himself won't even get a girlfriend. This man had a defined style: classic, casual, and sporty, but only for the gym. He was always impeccable, elegant no matter where he was, wearing a good cologne, a standout watch, and getting a haircut every week. He invested in his image beyond just going to the gym. He understood that first impressions matter. If you treat yourself as someone who lacks value, the world will treat you the same way. From him, I learned to refresh my style every 4 months, changing my haircut. Something I personally do, and that works amazingly well, even in relationships. That small change gives a fresh vibe to your image, and if you're bald, try varying your beard style. Brothers, invest in your image. As my mentor used to say, your best product is yourself. Presenting yourself as the best version of you will not only help in seduction, but also in business and friendships. The way you present yourself to the world defines how others perceive you. So make every detail count. This isn't just an investment in your appearance. It's an investment in how the world treats you.
Red flags in women that you should not ignore. 1. She tells you that all her exes are crazy or abusive. She's always the victim in her past relationship. The reason why it's a red flag is that she doesn't take responsibility of her own actions. She always blames it on someone else. 2. She gives you a lot of attention and validation and affection very early on. And why is this a red flag? It's because it's called love bombing, and it's a manipulative technique that a lot of narcissists use. She tells you within a few weeks that she never felt like that before, that she loves you. 3, she gives you the silence treatment. Let's say she's upset at you. She's not going to talk to you for hours or even days. And why is this a red flag? It's because communication is so important in a relationship. So if she doesn't communicate with you, how do you know what's going on? 4, she just got out of a relationship. She hasn't moved on. She needs time to heal. The reason why she's dating you is that she used you as a rebound. She's just trying to heal faster. 5, she's unappreciative. So let's say you do something for her, you cook for her, you pick her up. She never appreciates, she never say thank you. And the last one is that she seeks external validation, especially from other men. It can be either through the clothes she wears or the pictures she posts online.
Brothers, responsibility is kryptonite for women. Always pay attention to how she talks about her exes or her father, because if she's never respected a male figure in her life, it won't be any different with you. Love bombing is also a red flag. If she's overly attentive to you too quickly, ask yourself if her interest is genuine or if she's after something else, like your money. Remember, don't trust her words as much as her actions. Be firm in your boundaries and gentle in your needs. Observe whether she respects your red lines and what actions she takes for you. If she never does anything tangible, like preparing you a meal, giving you a small gift, or even helping with something basic when she's at your place, that woman is not interested in taking care of you. A woman who truly cares for a man shows it through actions, not just words. If all she does is bombard you with fake love, she's only looking to take advantage of you. Don't be afraid to stand your ground. Real relationship is built on reciprocity, not illusions.
Let's talk about everything that makes you not a girl's girl. I thought this was like common knowledge, but apparently not. So let's just start with the basics, okay? If we're out at a bar and I point out some guy and I'm like, oh, that guy's really cute. And your friend's like, which guy? And you're like, guy in the blue shirt. I think guy in blue shirt is really cute. And she goes over and starts talking to him. That's not a girl's girl. If I've had any sort of a fling, talking stage with a guy, whatever, and even after we're done, a friend just like decides to talk to him or hooks up with him or whatever, that's not a girl's girl. Heavy on the like, if I really like that guy or he was an asshole or something to me and you still go after him, you're not a girl's girl. It could be as little as, let's say a guy did you dirty and you run into him at the bar and she's like the first one of the group to like go over and say hello to him. Like, ew, why are you doing that? You're getting ready to go out or just go do something and everybody's hyping you up in your outfit and like, you know, you look good, but she's like literally the only person in the group being like, I don't really like that outfit. Like I liked outfit number 1 better. Whereas like literally everybody is telling you like, you look so hot and sexy or whatever. And she's like, I think you should just really go with the other outfit. Not a girl's girl. If you happen to be in a group setting with this girl and there's a bunch of men there and she happens to just bring up like very unnecessary things about you or like things that you're very openly insecure about, and she's just like openly bringing them up in front of men / like almost embarrassing you in a way in front of them, that's not a girl's girl. If I'm complimenting your outfit or like asking where you got like a certain shirt from, I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute, where'd you get it? And you don't tell me where you get it from, that's literally not a girl's girl. You fucking gatekeeping bitch. Like, tell me where you got it from. Like, this is wildly specific, but like, let's say it's like very openly known that like a guy did me dirty or whatever, and you're like out here hanging out with him at the bar when I'm not there / posting him on your Snapchat story. You are literally not a girl's girl. You're not for the fucking girls, and I literally hope you don't have a single girlfriend. This is more of just like a general thing to look out for, but if you notice that a compliment from a man validates her more than compliments from her friends, her family, other women, or just like women in general, she's not a fucking girl's girl. If there's any sort of other woman situation where maybe the guy that you're talking to, you find out there's some other woman, or like you're dating a guy and you find out that there's some other woman in a way, and your first instinct is to hate on the woman rather than the man, you're not a fucking girl's girl. If we're like recapping a night out and all the attention is on me, right? And all my friends are all talking like, oh my God, like Josh was all over you last night. Like Josh was flirting with you. Like he's so attractive, whatever. He's obsessed with you, blah, blah, blah. And you're like kind of trying to steal the spotlight, being like, oh, Josh was like flirting with me. Or like Josh was like literally flirting with me too, whatever. Get out of my face. Like, you're literally not a girl's girl. Like, you want a man to validate you so bad that you have to put down any of your friends' sort of like accomplishments or whatever with a man, then you are 100% not for the girlies. I think that's all for today, but there's definitely more I have for this. Well, anyways, follow for more.
It's funny because it's true.
A woman's worst enemy is another woman. Women don't have friends. They have competition, and everything revolves around who can outshine whom. It's the classic scenario where a friend suddenly becomes interested in all the men the other likes. And if the friend is less attractive, it gets even worse. They always think, she doesn't deserve what she has. It should be mine because I'm prettier. That's why, when a woman gets married, she immediately stops going out with her single friends, avoids having them over at her house, and keeps everyone far away from her husband. Among snakes, no one wants to be the one to get bitten. The world of women is savage. They not only have to watch out for other women, but also for their own friends. These friends are often the first to sow discord in a relationship, and many times, they end up being the ones with whom husbands cheat. It's no coincidence that when you break up with your girlfriend or wife, the single friend is the first to show up with the classic line, "She didn't value you the way you deserved." This happens more often than you think, because at the end of the day, a woman's worst enemy will always be another woman.
Do not go on that coffee date. Do not go on that boba date. Do not go meet that man for drinks. This man saw you, and his first initial thought wasn't, wow, I'd really love to get to know her over some dinner and a nice ambiance. He looked at you and said, Dunkin'? Starbucks? The amount of messages that I get from men that ask me if I like coffee. No, bitch, I don't like coffee. I actually hate it.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see how a woman faces a reality check as she approaches the wall and has to come to terms with going on coffee dates. We'll also look at women who don't talk about the privilege of being attractive and discuss the taxi theory. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Share your experiences and advice in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Let's get started.
I would hate for him to walk out and leave, and then there's my misconnection that could be my husband. So I recently gave up on dating completely because I feel like there's literally nothing for me out there. And I guess Match Group got wind of this because they actually invited me to participate in their connection experience. So I'm going to have a series where you guys will follow me throughout the months. I'm going to try to do in real life dating. I'm also going to do connections on the app. I put the series in the highlights so you guys can follow along. I really want to get through my story because there's a guy that I saw at this coffee shop. So I have been going to coffee shops trying to make a connection, and it's so funny because this is me. Do y'all remember this viral video where I said, do not go on coffee dates? And here I am. I'm going to coffee shops trying to find... We love a full circle moment. But anyways, there's this guy, gorgeous, light brown tousled hair, chiseled jawline, polished, looks like he smells delicious, didn't see a ring on his finger. So of course I asked the barista, come here often? Because I've never seen him. And she's like, no, we haven't seen him before. Like, I have to talk to him. I'm not the type of girl to go up to guys. So I'm like, what do I even say to this guy? So it's do or die. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna shoot myself.
We often hear that men are the hunters, but that's false. It's actually women. A woman will give access to the man she's most interested in and will make everything easy for intimacy. That's why I always say, if a woman doesn't see you as the best option she can get, walk away, because she's not into you. Look how quickly she changed her opinion about coffee dates when she realized her pool of candidates was drying up. Now she's shifting her approach because she met a man she likes at a coffee shop. How ironic, isn't it?
Quick update on yesterday's coffee shop experience. I suggest that you guys watch part 1 of this series where I will be trying my hand at dating in real life, and then I'm going to try my hand at the Tinder app and see how that goes. So update on yesterday's experience. I did go back into the coffee shop and strike up a conversation with him. It went very well. I tapped him on the shoulder and I was like, hi. I introduced myself. My name is Veronica. We had a brief conversation. He's very well spoken, very charming. You know the guys that are charming without really having to try? That was him. Witty, funny, just all the vibes were there. But unfortunately for me, he is not available.
He told me that he's in a relationship. They've been together for about 1.5 years now. They're doing the long distance thing. I didn't get his number because, first of all, he's in a relationship at the end of the day. So, in conclusion, I don't think in real life is for me. I'm putting myself in such a vulnerable state. It takes a lot of courage for someone to go up to somebody, especially as a girl, and then being let down on top of it, even though he was really sweet about it. It's just uncomfortable. And I don't like that. So I'm gonna head over to the Tinder app and see how that goes for me. Hopefully I have better luck. So we'll see.
If more women took the initiative like this woman, I can assure you that fewer would be single, because this approach works 3 out of 5 times when a woman makes the first move. Brothers, genuine interest is non-negotiable. The greater a woman's interest in you, the bigger the discount she'll offer. Here, we see a woman who doesn't want to hit the wall and is using all her options to secure a man. Don't get me wrong, I don't see this as a bad thing. Women should bet on a man's potential and experience firsthand what men feel when they always have to take the first step.
One of the single best ways to find out if a man is actually a good person is to see how he treats women that he finds unattractive. There is no one kinder in this world than a man that finds you beautiful and wants to sleep with you. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but men who don't find you attractive often don't see you as a person. How do I know this, you may ask? Because you may be saying, oh my God, you're so beautiful and so funny and so amazing. I love your TikToks. And I'm going, thank you. But actually, in reality, I used to be 23 kilos heavier and I've had loads of plastic surgery and cosmetic shit done. Talk a lot about that. And men used to be really, really mean to me. I've had doors slammed in my face. I've been completely ignored. I've been laughed at. These are sometimes even boyfriends or situationships of my girlfriends that have just completely ignored me and wanted nothing to do with me because they didn't find me attractive. Fast forward to now, everyone's really nice to me. All the men are really nice to me. How strange, how weird. I've been on dates with guys before where they have been so kind, so nice to me, so loving. And then the waitress will come over. She may be a little older, she may be a little bit overweight, and they turn into a complete and utter asshole. There was one time where I actually went on holiday with this guy, and on the way back, we went for dinner. And he started talking, he was a bit older than me, he started talking about women his own age and how they were disgusting, how they were old, how he wanted nothing to do with them, and how he loved me because I was young and blah, blah, blah. I never saw that man again. Never saw him again. Instantly, you know, when they start talking about a woman that they find unattractive, if they start belittling her, they do not respect women, they do not see that women as people, and they're someone you shouldn't fuck with. Now, my boyfriend, on the other hand, he is kind to everyone. He's obviously the kindest to me, because why wouldn't he be? Because I'm so funny and hot and amazing. But he's kind to a Victoria's Secret model, and he's equally as kind to a little old babushka making pure money. This is what you have to look out for. If a man is rude to women that he does not find attractive, you're going to get old, girly. Unfortunately, we're all going to age. You can use all the creams, you can do all the injections, everything you want in the world, but you're going to get old. And that man, if that man starts disrespecting you and being rude to you because you've aged or he doesn't find you as attractive anymore, that's going to happen to you. The woman that he's talking about being like, oh, she's old, she's ugly, that's going to be you one day, honey. I'm really sorry to tell you. You can take care of yourself as much as you want, but that's going to be you. You need to find a man that actually respects you and loves you for you, as well as your beauty.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Quite ironic coming from a woman who didn't love herself, having to go through medical treatments to be somewhat attractive. The privilege of beauty has always existed, but it works both ways. A man who's hit the genetic lottery, whether in relationships, social interactions, or even business, tends to go through life on easy mode. It's no coincidence that women often look for the 666 man of the apocalypse, 6 feet tall, earning 6 figures, with a six-pack abs. The 666 of the apocalypse. The irony here is that I'm sure the way she was treated when she wasn't attractive is the same way she'll treat an unattractive man, who, in her eyes, is likely invisible. But of course, she won't admit that to you.
If you end up choosing a guy who treats women who he does not find attractive differently, you will regret it. Ladies, you gotta listen to your ugly fat friends, okay? That was me being glib to get your attention, but for real, there is something to this where the less conventionally attractive friends can sense
when a guy is rancid. My cute little petite feminine friends get hit on at bars much more than me when we're in a group. I only really get hit on when I go out alone. And the number of times my friends can't tell when a guy is absolute trash is astonishing to me. The least conventionally attractive woman in the group knows when that guy's rancid because he will treat us differently. He might ignore us. He might make fun of us if he's really truly disgusting. And if the pretty friend that always gets hits on needs that validation from men and doesn't do anything about it, doesn't tell him off, then yeah, that's a problem. And that woman, you should reconsider being her friend. You end up choosing a guy who treats women who he does not find attractive differently, you will regret it. You may be a mega babe right now. You may think that he worships the ground you walk on right now, but you cannot outrun time. You will age, and he may not like it. And then you're going to find out how he treats women he doesn't find attractive.
Instead of giving advice, I would learn to listen, because if someone calls themselves the fat ugly friend, it's clear they have very low self-esteem. Brothers, women are always in competition, even among friends. This type of woman is secretly jealous of her attractive friends for getting the attention from men that she wishes she had. She complains about attractive men not treating her like they treat her good-looking friends, but I'm sure she doesn't treat the average guys who approach her any better, simply because they don't look like the ones who approach her friends. Brothers, first impressions matter. It's no wonder men are told to take the red pill and start improving themselves, because women themselves confirm that when they see a man who's built, they all want him.
The taxi cab theory is from Sex and the City, and it's basically the idea that men see dating like taxi cabs, in that if a taxi has its light off, it's not looking to pick up any riders, and it doesn't matter how hard you try to flag it down, you're not going to get picked up. But when they decide they're ready to pick up a rider, they turn their light on and they pick up the first person that they see. Doesn't matter how long they've been waiting there, the first person that they see. So basically, with men, if they're not looking for a relationship, it doesn't matter how hard you try to tie them down, you're not going to win. But when they decide that they're ready for a relationship, pretty much that first girl is the one that they settle down with. So my suggestion is put your damn arm down and stop trying to hail a cab that has its light off. And honestly, I should probably take my own advice.
This theory holds some truth. When a man feels accomplished and reaches his best version, usually between the ages of 28 and 40, he feels ready to settle down, find a wife, and start a family. But that doesn't mean he's desperate. Many men prefer to take their time, date several women, and enjoy their prime years like sampling different flavors at an ice cream shop. Once this man gets tired, he'll look for a woman he genuinely likes, who shows acts of service for him, and who understands how to bring what he values to a relationship. If women focused more on qualifying themselves for their man, bringing feminine energy into the relationship, nurturing, caring, respecting him, being faithful, maintaining his prestige, and doing acts of service, the man would take the step to make her his wife. But many just want a walking wallet, believing they're entitled to a relationship without contributing anything. The golden rule for getting a man to put a ring on your finger is understanding that to be treated like a princess, you must first qualify yourself to the king. Drizzle, drizzle.
So what if I never find anything better? The doubt always creeps through my mind.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see a woman crying in a video, complaining that she's unhappy in her marriage but won't leave because her husband fully supports her financially. We'll also watch another woman claim that women are the ones who sacrifice in marriage. Plus, we'll hear a man's response to the first woman, stating that men don't avoid their responsibilities. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming to hit 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Share your experiences and advice in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Let's get started.
I hate being fucking married. I long for the day to be single again. The only thing that's causing me to stay and stick it out is because I've been a housewife for 10 years. And to get back out there in the workforce with a mental illness, there's some fears that I have. But I literally do hate being married. So y'all know how I say that I always use
my content to push my pain into purpose, make y'all laugh. A lot of this pain is connected to my marriage. A lot of it. I just try my hardest not to put it out there, and I'm still not going to go into detail. But just know that this shit is not fucking gold. And no matter how much I try, no matter what I do, at the end of the day, I still just want the fuck out. I want to be single. I know I can love myself better alone than anybody can love me with them. I love who I am, but I do not love who I am with this person. I hate being fucking married. And on my life, once this shit is over, I would never fucking get married again.
Stop it. Get some help.
Responsibility is kryptonite for women. They want to be single yet married. Married in the sense that the man finances their life, but single in being free to do whatever they please. Here's the thing. There's a type of woman who hates what her life has become and blames her husband for it, even though she's the one who hasn't given her life any real purpose. The other issue here is responsibility. A man doesn't complain about supporting his wife, even while carrying all the responsibilities of the household. Maybe he's tired from work, coming home to a wife who complains about him for everything. Add to that a dead bedroom, because with her attitude, intimacy is the last thing happening in that house. But in the end, that too will somehow be the man's fault. However, this brother responded to her perfectly in the next video.
I hate being fucking married. I long for the day to be single again.
Then leave.
The only thing that's causing me to stay and stick it out is because I've been a housewife for 10 years. And to get back out there in the workforce with a mental illness,
Right.
there's some fears that I have.
I'm sure there are, sweetheart. You got on here with the alligator tears. Just ranting. There's a couple of things I want everybody to watch. Let's do the male version of like the opposite of her, right? Mr. Provider Man. I hate being married, bro. It's just, I long for the day that I'm single again, dude. Because for 10 years, I paid all of her bills, but like, I never had to wash any of my own clothes, cook any of my own milk, change any diapers, do any child rearing. I never had to clean the house. Like, that's the only little eensy beensy thing. Like, that's the little tiny thing that I'm just afraid of, like, to divorce her. Like, I haven't had to stroke my own meat in 10 years. And like those are the only like little itty bitty things that she did for me. And so like, if I could find a way to like replace her and the little few things she did for me, like take care of my entire life, I would have divorced her yesterday, bro. Yesterday. And then it's like I have this mental illness, and like forget the fact that she's been the main person who's had to deal with my mental illness. Just watch me cry and feel bad for me. Right. That's how fucking stupid she sounds. This man has provided for you consistently for 10 years. You're online crying because you want to be divorced from him for like so bad. And your biggest fear is having to replace what he provides you. That's interesting.
It's funny because it's true.
Do you know how many men have to go to unpleasant jobs with terrible bosses, all for the well-being of their family? You often hear women talk about men's mental health, but how could it not deteriorate when they're almost always working, sometimes up to 10 hours a day, only to come home and be told that everything bad that happens is their fault? But you'll never see a man complain about doing it, because it's his family. He understands that it's his responsibility to provide for them, and even under constant stress, he keeps going. Meanwhile, a woman who doesn't work, who has all her needs covered, who is given a home, the only thing asked of her is to keep it clean, take care of her own kids, and cook meals, will still say she's miserable. And yet she'll blame the man for her own existential problems. The worst part is, she'll complain about doing more around the house, when ironically, there are machines that do everything. Washing, cleaning the floors, even doing the dishes. All she has to do is press a damn button. But look at this next woman's comments. They're truly infuriating.
I believe there are many reasons why cishet marriages are on the decline. And I'm not going to talk about all of them. But one thing I do think that has become very present to most women and men is that marriage is a safety net for men, and it creates essentially a village around him to prop him up. And for women, it is a risk. Marriage comes with risk. And the reason I say that, and it's not always the case, there's obviously nuance, but when you get married to a man and tie up your finances with him and have children with him, you take on a level of risk. Because typically, women are the ones who leave the workforce to care for children. Women are the ones whose careers take a back seat to their male counterparts. Women are the ones who are left without financial security when they stay at home with their children. Women incur a risk. They also incur a risk to their mental health, their emotional health, right? When you marry a male partner and he expects you to prop him up and to support him, to carry the mental load, to do all the domestic labor, to prioritize his career, to bear children for him, then you are viewed as a tool to his success. And in like historical cishet relationships, it didn't flow both ways. I think there's tons of marriages where it does, and that's, mine is one of them. But it's not common for everybody to have that type of dynamic, to have a partnership that truly does flow both ways, where you both have financial security, where you both have emotional security, where you both have ample opportunity and support to achieve what it is you want to achieve. There's tons of data around the fact that men who are married live longer, and women who are married live shorter lives, and women who are single live longer lives. Women who are single tend to be happier, right? There are these statistics, and men who are single are less happy. And there's also statistics around men following a divorce or the death of a partner getting married very quickly, whereas women will stay single for longer, because marriage, traditional marriage, was built around men and creating success and happiness for them, but it was not centered around women. And so they are less happy in traditional marriages. And so that is why I talk so much about finding equity in a relationship. That is why I advocate for women to always have some sort of social safety nets around them, because marriage does come with risk. And that might sound negative, but I believe in the institution of marriage if it works for you and your partner. I am obviously married, but I do think it comes with a risk. I have taken more hits to my career and to my mental health becoming a parent and a wife than I believe my partner has. And that's not his fault, but I think that is societal. It is, our world is built for and about and in support of men. And marriage is a part of that.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Marriage only benefits women. If it were so harmful, why do most women prefer to get married rather than just cohabitate with a man? It's because marriage provides legal benefits. In the event of a separation, there's a legal framework ensuring that the man's earnings are often split 50-50, benefiting the woman, not to mention cases where the man also has to pay alimony. What I hate the most is when a married woman sells the idea that marriage is all about suffering. But let's consider the alternative. Not every single woman ends up successful in this country. Women may graduate more often than men, but they're also the ones who carry the most student loan debt, credit card debt, and even mortgages. Single women, especially over 50, have less savings compared to men. Sure, they have freedom, but without children or emotional support, and being solely dependent on themselves, even with a career, which likely comes with student loan debt, they're always at risk. If they get sick for just 1 year, they could easily fall below the poverty line. But of course, nobody tells them that, because apparently, every woman will be wildly successful. Then you wonder why so many women end up on the streets, working odd jobs, or resorting to the Blue app. It seems the message about being a successful single woman didn't quite reach them. They couldn't accept the harsh sacrifice that is marriage. And remember, the same woman preaching about marriage being hell is still married and living in that so-called hell.
You hit the nail on the head with this one. That's exactly how I feel. Because he has great qualities about himself, and that's what make me work so hard to stay and try to fix it. But unfortunately, we get along perfectly apart than we ever do together. I honestly believe at this point in my life that he was supposed to have been a friend. I was supposed to friend zone him and not actually marry him. Because you're absolutely right. I do love him as a person, but not as my partner. And that's a horrible, horrible feeling. And he ain't even cheating, from what I know. And the only reason why I put up the video is because I didn't want to feel alone. I needed to feel related to. I don't get that often. I don't have a lot of friends in the physical. Most of the people that's close to me live very far away from me. So physically, I don't have people to lean on, to go to confide in. So thank you for saying this, and I appreciate it. I'm going to be okay.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
When you hear a woman say things like this, it's clear that the real issue lies in the bedroom. As a partner, as a man, he fulfills everything that's asked of him, but in bed, he's not meeting her expectations. This could be a problem on his part, or it could be a lack of initiative on her part, because even in that aspect, it's often expected that the man is the one to make the first move. But let me tell you something. The Bible says a wise woman builds her home. If you see where the problem is, instead of complaining about him, why not look for solutions? Why not take the initiative and be that person in the relationship? If your man isn't the one initiating intimacy anymore, take on that role, be the one to do it. But many women don't want to make that effort because he's the man. He's supposed to do it.
I didn't tell the details of what's going on because I don't want to paint my husband into a bad light. He's not a bad guy just because I don't enjoy the marriage. It just means that we're not agreeing to the point where we can enjoy our marriage. Nor am I up here to tell a story. I'm just telling you what I'm going through from a little bit of information, boo. That's it, that's all. I done said it before and I'll say it again. You can tell a whole lot without saying a whole lot. Too many times we sit up here and give a little bit too much information, okay? So we don't have to do that anymore. Use your imagination. Anyways, with that being said, I know that there's my perspective and there's his perspective, and then there's somewhere in between, there's the truth. Meaning both of us is at fault in some type of way. We just don't see it. But time is good at revealing things. So, let's just see what time tells.
Brothers, do you know why it's often said to keep a woman on an emotional roller coaster? It's because it keeps her interested in her man. Before I go any further, let me clarify. I will never support infidelity. But when a man acts, listen carefully, acts as if he's unfaithful, it triggers a sense of competitive panic in a woman. Why is he taking calls in secret? Why is he always so well dressed? Why is he shaving so often? Now he wants to go out at night, and he seems so happy all the time. This creates competitive panic, making him occupy her thoughts more. She starts feeling the need to treat him better because she senses she's at risk of losing him. Absence, anxiety, and uncertainty will always be your best allies. If she always sees you as a sure thing, she'll never feel the need to improve because there's no threat or urgency to treat you better. No fear of losing you. I'm not telling you to be unfaithful. I'm telling you to learn to prioritize yourself and make her prioritize you. How do you do that? By putting her on that emotional roller coaster. What this woman is missing is a bit of stress from her man. A return to his masculine polarity that shakes things up, that makes her angry out of fear that another woman might have him. This is what leads to her giving you the best intimacy of your life, because she doesn't want another woman to take her man. Women are naturally competitive. If they don't feel threatened, they don't improve, and they certainly don't value you.
For real, a lot of y'all just some miserable ass bitches. Seriously. And my content shows it. Anytime you're going through anything miserable, people flock to it. It's just exposing exactly what they need to be working on. They think that they're supposed to be here to judge me, when really I'm reflecting their own fucking weakness. Especially the fucking bitches in my chat talking about something. Oh, my man would never. He makes me very happy. We're still dating. He spends money on me. So if you're so fucking happy, then why are you so negative about my situation? No, bitch, refund that bullshit. We all know. Misery loves company. You ain't fooling no motherfucking body. That's why I say it's for better or for worse. If everything was supposed to be peachy and cream, then why the fuck is worse up in there? Yeah, Go tell it to another bitch that's gonna believe it. Cause I don't. One thing I don't do is strive for other people's relationships on this app. Cause bitches will say any damn thing, trying to pretend like their relationship is better than yours. No, you ain't, hoe. You just as miserable as fuck, too. Bitch over there fighting for her life, too. That's why they so quick to pick up on your shit. Because they feel like, oh, well, she going through something worse than mine and everybody know about her shit, so let me kick her while her down. Maybe that'll make my miserable ass feel better. And it the fuck down, punk ass. And yes, relationships can get to a very healthy, happy point. But you have to work for it. It don't just magically happen. This shit ain't a box of Lucky Charms. There's not a pot of gold at the end of the fucking rainbow. Okay? That's exactly why I don't have a lot of friends, because people are too fucking fake. Go ahead and just admit to it. We all been in the same damn thing. We done been cheated on. We done been lied to. We done been manipulated. We done been controlled. We know what the fuck it's like to raise children, pay the bills. And so go ahead, girl. Refund the bullshit. Okay? And y'all men too. I'm so sick of y'all inserting yourselves in women shit. It just shows who the fuck only raised you. Ass.
You see what I mean? Women are naturally competitive. Just look at the comments on her video. My husband is better than yours. I treat my husband better than you. What's happening to you is because you're a worse wife. What does this do to her? It makes her angry because she feels the pressure of being told she's failing at taking care of her man. That's why I say, when your woman is constantly creating problems out of nothing, even though you're treating her well and giving her everything, the issue is that she's too comfortable at the top of the roller coaster. You need to bring her down and start acting like a man. Create some competitive stress. Start dressing sharp, take a private call, text someone in front of her, go out well-dressed for a weekend. Don't always stick to the same schedule, and don't force intimacy. You'll see how she'll first get angry, but then come back trying to give you the best intimacy of your life, because she doesn't want to lose her man. That's why narcissistic men, or so-called chads, are so desired by women. They keep them on that emotional roller coaster, which pushes women to qualify themselves for their man. Brother, if she wants to be treated like a princess, she needs to earn the favor of the king. Drizzle, drizzle.
No one could humble me. No one. Respectfully. I am exactly who I say I am. So don't ask me, who do you think you are? Who I say I am? You can't humble me.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll be exploring the world of modern women talking nonsense on TikTok. We'll see it all, from the one who says she's not the bad girl to another explaining how to manifest your dreams and reprogram your mind. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Big thanks to those who support the project with their super chats and share their experiences in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. All right, let's get started.
Me personally, I've never really cared to be the baddest. It's never been a goal of mine. I want to be the most healed, the most kind, the most loving, the most compassionate. You know, when someone meets me, I want their first impression to be, wow, she was so kind. She was so loving. I could really be myself around her. Like, those are the thoughts I want people to have. I could care less if I ran into people and they didn't think I was the baddest. Would it be flattering? Sure, but that's it. I really don't care. I've never cared. To be the baddest, that's not the real flex. The real flex is being healed, being loving, understanding, being financially free. Those are the things I want to accomplish. Being the baddest, it sounds good. I've never cared. I've never cared.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Congratulations, you're officially a Care Bear. Honestly, it's no surprise that in this TikTok era, people come out saying the first nonsense that pops into their heads.
If anyone needed to feel better about themselves today, the last guy I was dating, like seriously dating, we were on the phone. We'd been dating for like 2 months at this point. We were on the phone, and at the end of the phone call, he goes, "Okay, love you. Bye." And I said, "Okay, bye," because I didn't know what to say. And then he immediately called me back. So I was like, "Oh, we're going to talk about this. We're going to get rid of the awkwardness." Like, that's good, because I was feeling real awkward. And he goes, "I did not mean what I just said. I actually like don't love you at all. Like, that was just like a word vomit that I like to say to my family members. And we've been talking a lot. And so now, like, you know, when I'm talking to you, I feel like I'm talking to a family member, but I actually like don't love you like that." And I said, "Okay." And then we hung up and we never talked about it again.
If you've already said it, the best thing to do is move on. Trying to fix it with unnecessary explanations only makes the situation worse. If she asks you directly, be firm with your words. You can say, I said it without thinking, it won't happen again. It's no big deal. Then wait for her reaction. But if she doesn't bring it up, the smartest move is to leave it at that and not overthink it. Trying to get out of an awkward situation with silly excuses or downplaying what you said only makes you look insecure. You said it, you own it, and you move on. She may accept your response or get upset, but one thing's for sure. If she sees that you don't have control over your words, it's likely she won't want to go out with you again.
Look, if you cannot stop thinking about someone, this video is for you. Like if they're affecting your day-to-day life, like if you are constantly thinking about them to the point where it's like bugging you every moment of the day. And trust me, I've been there, I know what it feels like, and it fucking sucks, okay? So this is how you get rid of it. So you've probably heard of a self-concept, okay? But you've also probably wondered, like, what the fuck is a self-concept? A self-concept is your dream self, okay? Like, when you have a strong self-concept, you have a strong relationship with your dream self. So now that we know what that is, like, let's figure out what our dream self is. I want you to take a moment, okay? List out everything that your dream version of you has. Like, do they have an amazing car? Do they have a great boyfriend? What do they like? Like, what do they have going for them? Did they finish school? Do they have a gorgeous condo in downtown Toronto? Like, who are they? And I want you to list out every single feature of them. But now I want you to list out what you need to do to attain every single one of those features. Because once you develop a strong self-concept, once you have a strong relationship with yourself, then these guys ain't gonna be shit, okay? You are not gonna be thinking about this guy.
Does anyone really become a millionaire just by imagining money with their eyes closed? The very idea sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud. But here we are, with a bunch of women claiming they're going to manifest their ideal man and their dreams, as if just wishing for it were enough. Woman, if manifesting actually worked, they'd all be rich and married to Prince Charming by now. What we're seeing is the wall collecting victims. Women who, instead of accepting reality and taking action, hide in the fantasy that the universe will provide. Life doesn't work with wishes or empty affirmations. It takes action, not sweet words in front of a mirror. That's why, brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
Okay, how fucking annoying is it to hear, oh my god, like, just focus on yourself, just focus on yourself. But we don't know how to focus on ourselves. Like, nobody's telling us how to actually do that, okay? So this is why I'm here for you. All right, the first thing you need to do to actually focus on yourself and to stop thinking about other people and to take charge of your own life, okay, is to figure out your fucking values, okay? And this is how you do that. Okay, here's a list of 230 values, okay? Screenshot it. Okay. So we need to know exactly what the fuck we value because we are a fucking human being and we need to know where our life is headed. So if we do not know what we value, then we are just going to go into life blind, okay? And that is such a waste. So first of all, you need to figure out your values. Go through this list and jot down 3 things that you absolutely like fucking value. Number 2, write down every single thing that you're putting off and take action towards it, okay? And wait. So if I've been putting off like getting an oil change, taking out the trash, going to the gym, cooking a healthy meal, then that is me literally not focusing on myself, okay? And that is not what we want. So even though it's daunting to be doing the things that you're putting off, you need to go do it. Like, go do your homework, whatever it is. Okay, lastly, this one's really important. You need to create a night routine to remain stable. Like, I swear this night routine completely shifts my attachment towards people. If you have a night routine, then you are focusing on yourself. You are taking care of yourself, okay? And these are some things you can do. So these are some things that I do in my night routine. Literally read a book, skincare, no phone rule, dishes. Like, these are things that will help you focus on yourself. Like, every night I give my pet undivided attention, okay? My kitten is so fucking lucky. And because I do things that are just for me and just for my home, that literally makes me focus on myself, okay? And when you're focusing on yourself, you become so magnetic. People are gonna love you. And most importantly, you are gonna love you, okay? You are taking control of your life by doing these things, and you are gonna see the best results.
Oh, hell no!
The classic speech of the strong, independent woman who has dismissed the idea of being with a man. She doesn't mention a partner or a relationship, and that's no coincidence. The wall has already caught up with her. When they see their options shrinking, the narrative shifts to focusing on oneself. The problem is that their life ends up being empty and boring, full of encounters with chads who never stay. They don't bring anything to the table, but they do bring the thrill of the moment. And when they leave, the emptiness returns. Don't just take my word for it. Watch the next video, and you'll see the same story on repeat.
Okay, this is how I completely detach from someone within 24 hours. And this works for situationships, exes, literally anyone. You can detach from them so fucking quickly. Okay, this is advice that I've literally never shared with you guys, and honestly, I'm so excited for you right now. Okay, so the reason why we're attached to people is because of our belief systems, okay? Like, we believe we need them in our lives, at least to a certain extent, okay? And that's perfectly fine, but we want to shift that. So normally when we're attached to people, we are super fucking anxious about them, okay? Like, we are obsessing over them, and that's not cute. So in order to like break free from this like obsessive anxiety, this is what I would recommend. Okay, literally hop onto that video streaming platform, like, you know, the one with like the red and then the play button, that one, and look up overnight affirmations for anxious attachment styles. And literally play these overnight, okay? These are 8-hour long videos that you literally just play while you're asleep. Like, it takes no fucking effort at all, okay? But this is why they're gonna work and change your life. When we're asleep, our brain is in a theta state, okay? So when we are in this theta state, we absorb everything that we hear. So if you are playing these affirmations that are conditioning your brain to a healthy attachment style, you are significantly going to shift in your mindset. So if you are feeling like you're not good enough, if you feel like you aren't like in the best belief system, then you literally need to do overnight affirmations, okay? You can do affirmations all day long, but literally it will not hit you in your subconscious as deeply as it would hit you if you did overnight affirmations, okay? It is game changing. It will change the game. Okay, by the time you see this, I'm probably gonna have my own that I like filmed for you guys. But in the meantime, knock yourself out. Like, go fucking find them online. They're gonna be amazing anyways, but let me know if you want me to film you guys some. Alright, and good luck. You fucking got this. Go change your belief systems. Literally so fucking easy. You don't have to do anything except sleep.
Why would you want to get rid of someone in 24 hours? This kind of mentality is pure narcissism. These women are so focused on their own interests that they discard any emotional connection that doesn't serve their purpose. That's why they look for tricks to quickly forget a man, as if they were robots resetting their system. But the reason is simple. They date men for fun, not for commitment. They don't want deep emotional bonds because they know those men won't stay. The lives of these women become an empty, repetitive cycle. They fool themselves with the idea of empowerment, while the wall makes sure to remind them that time waits for no one. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. Have you ever manifested something and it actually happened? What do you think about a man who says, "I love you," and then comes up with a silly excuse afterward? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.